Okay, we are 37 days out for the meet. Supposed to be speed squat and max effort deadlift day. And once again, I'm saying supposed to be because, well, all I want right now is to be able to say, like, hell yeah, I feel phenomenal. We're freaking gonna smash it and do good. But reality is that I don't know if I feel like I am gonna be able to smash and do good today because I don't even know what is going on. I don't know if I'm getting sick again or what, but I woke up this morning and, like, everything freaking hurt. Like, not only was the left knee that I pissed off a couple weeks ago super sharp, right knee also super sharp, like ankles clunky, calves clunky, quads clunky. Every muscle in my body feels like I have a very intense case of DOMS, or at least it felt like it did. I'm not sure if this is going to be something I'm going to be able to shake off during the warm-ups or if it is going to impede the session. And, like, I'm not trying to make excuses right now and say that, like, we're going to slack off because I don't feel good, but I'm just trying to set the tone, because if it does become apparent that I can't make it happen today, we are going to have to pivot so I don't dig myself into a bigger hole. So we'll get changed and get to running some of the speed squats, which might become a slow tempo squat depending on how the knees do feel, but we'll see. And we're free squatting instead of box squatting this week because I kind of want to test the waters with free squats before we potentially free squat on Saturday. So we'll see how this goes. Not going to put too much stock into it considering the feels today, but want it to be decent. I mean, that was okay. Hip's still a little weird.
Really?
So I don't know what's going on there. I wonder if I'm just, like, picking funny because the knee.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to say something to the camera, but I don't know what to say to the camera.
Oh.
We'll just squat. Didn't mean to pause that one. What caught? Weird.
I don't know.
But whatever, I think we're good enough to go to. Oh. I don't like how that feels. And, like, to clarify, it doesn't hurt that bad. I'm just not pushing into that side very well. So we'll proceed with work sets and see if we can do a better job. That's actually a little better. I actually, like, felt my massive medials working that one, so
Yeah. Good.
we're getting it.
Yeah.
Like, in my head, every time I hit the hole, it's like, is my fucking knee gonna explode? And then it doesn't explode, so I'm starting to build a little more trust. But
Yeah.
I don't know how much I like free squatting right now because no box is scary. Definitely went better than I thought it would when I was sitting down before the vlog. So hopefully when I'm done deadlifts, I can say the same thing. And once again, Jesse started pulling before I started my speed squats. So he's got 5 reps on the bar right now, and telling him he better set the bar pretty high so I got something, you know, halfway decent to aim for today, hopefully. Yep. Good. Yep. Hard toes. Yep. Good. I was expecting like 7.
Sorry?
I was expecting 7. Moved well, moved well. Kiddo's getting strong. And as far as plan here goes, at this point I really don't know. Like, originally before the knee fucked off, I wanted to take a big double this week. But since the knee fucked off, I think like worst case, I want to do better than last week's triple. And like even worst case, we'll just do like speed work if it does feel like it's gonna be too fucked to beat last week's triple. Feels like a leg drive harder than last week, so might be okay. And I guess job now is keep her going as long as we can. I am freaking shocked so far. And I guess I gotta remind myself that was only 3 reds, so shouldn't be getting too excited yet, but we'll smack this. Had the belt to hold too tight, but felt good. I think we're at least going to be able to surpass last week because it's much, much, much less knee limited than it was. And how this one moves really will dictate the plan for the rest of the day, so we're going to do our best to make it move okay. Felt good enough that I'm gonna give myself a chance to be a little bit irresponsible. Yeah, so watch tape back. What I'm thinking right now, putting 685 on. Plan for the 685 is to move it for a really good single. And if we do move it for a really good single, we're gonna load up that big double. So I will do my best to not have to call it a 685, but yeah. And if this one doesn't go perfect, like we gotta be kind of okay with it considering the circumstances, but that also means that we don't get to go up, so let's do good here. Let's go. Yeah, we're going with the fun plan. I think what's important to talk about going into a set like this is I'm kind of telling myself 2 different stories in my head because the smart Seth has to be like the 685 already a win given the circumstances, and like I shouldn't expect to be able to make this happen on a day where I walked into the gym feeling like I did, especially considering the knee. Then the other story I'm telling myself is that I got a chance to pull a fucking PR and I will not accept not pulling it. So yeah, let's have some fun.
Yeah! Let's go! Get it! Easy shit! Come on! Yeah!
Fuck yeah! Sorry.
Sorry?
Oh. I mean, got a little bit corked there to make that happen, but yeah, I am very okay with how that moved. Like, feel wise, probably due to the level of corkness, like it honestly felt better than 685 did, and I am so glad that we made that happen today because making that happen today like takes a little bit of load pressure off of the deadlifts until the very end. So like I am stoked, and again, I don't understand how that happened with how I felt walking to the gym, but I'm definitely not going to complain about it. And I think like the lesson here that is so important is I always try to tell the lifters of the team, like, hey, you can have bad sleep, you can have a shitty hydration situation, shitty food situation going into training session, you can feel like balls. And the biggest thing we need to do is acknowledge that it may get in the way of our performance, but we need to freaking fight for it as hard as we can so that we can still make the day good. And sometimes it doesn't end up being very good. And like that's what I was talking about with needing to be okay if stuff didn't move, because like I felt like balls coming in. Like if it feels not very good, like I gotta be okay with it. But what happens, maybe not more often than not, but enough that it is always worth trying, is sometimes you're able to pull a pretty big performance out of your ass on a day when maybe you think it's not there. So, moral of the story, don't talk yourself into a bad day. Try your best to make it a good day. And if it ends up being a bad day anyways, who cares? It was going to be a bad day anyways. If it ends up being a good day, well, you get to have a good day. And on that note, probably going to keep the stiff legs a little bit lighter since I have been feeling terrible. So we're going to be smart and start at 3 reps and try to make them nice and spiffy. And I mean, if this feels really good, we might go up, but we got to make it feel really good first. We'll add a quarter. And plan for this one is reps until it ceases to feel snappy, so hopefully that's more than 0. I'll be okay with that after how big the main deadlift was. And next up, kind of go do some work that will hopefully make the knee as squattable as possible for Saturday. And the leg press that I wanted to use here is currently being used, so gonna share this guy with Joel, and hopefully it gives me at least an adequate level of hardness. I mean, like, it's not, yeah, you're right, it's not super gross in the bottom, but that might be okay for me. Yeah, this will be workable for today. And Joel made me feel really bad about myself because he added a quarter to it, and then it was like, why the hell does this feel too easy? And then he put this together, so now I'm going to be going with both sides of it, but unilateral, so I don't know. If I can't do it, I'm going to be a pussy and open it up. I got to be nice to the knee. It's my excuse. So, did you slap his head?
Just for the knee.
Oh.
Knee health. No, it was the same as it was.
Oh, well, I got fatter between sets. Oh, God. I'll cheat like you. Full foot.
Yeah, but with the heel.
Oh, that's terrible. I'll try to go lower. Oh, it sucks. I'm glad you're here because I would not work this hard on my own. The strength curve on this thing fucking sucks, so you can just like keep going. Fuck me. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Purposefully didn't film Joel's set because I don't want to embarrass myself because he's doing probably 40 more reps than I did per leg at minimum. But I mean, like, kind of similar to the pendulum conversation the other week, I'm okay keeping up with him on a leg exercise loading wise, considering the knee. So we'll see if we can do a little bit better this time around. First rep push-up is terrible.
Hey,
Pushing the first rep up is terrible.
and the last one.
Feels a little bit smoother, like borderline knee sketch, but not that terrible. And I was talking to a guy on the team about this today, but when you are dealing with like a joint that has been slightly injured, it's a very tricky line to ride. But I find if you can like pick loading that is very close to being sketchy but doesn't actually set it over the edge, it's one of the most productive ways to get it to feel better. And walking around after the first set, like it felt better than before I did it, so we'll be okay. It's very hard to talk while doing this. Oh. Would have gotten too gross, so I am a pansy. You tell my adductors are working because my balls really hurt.
It's a sign.
Yep. Like when I ripped all the adductors off a couple years ago, it was like a year straight of constant ball pain while I was coming back. So I don't know, it's a nice reminder of something. Thought I had a point, but I guess I don't.
Control, no bouncy bounce.
Trying. I wish I could fucking count. And next up, gonna run the Ass Blaster 9000. And I keep thinking back to literally the first time that we trained here. We got to play with all these glute machines. And what I concluded from that glute machine playing is that training here, because the glute machines, is gonna be how I pull 800 for the first time. And like, we're not there yet, but we absolutely are the closest I've ever been. So we're gonna keep blasting the ass muscles or something. The only downside of this machine is there's so many freaking settings on it, and I never remember how I set it up the last time, so we will insert ourselves inside of it. There we go. And see if it's close enough. I think it'll be close enough for round one. If it's screwed up, we'll change it. I love this thing so much. And like, feel-wise, I'm gonna compare it to another piece of equipment that almost nobody has, but it's very reminiscent of a Sornix back attack, except way less back and way more ass, and it's just wonderful in the worst way possible. Anyways, we shall crank round two. That caught up quick. Definitely not gonna walk right tomorrow. And next up, row slot. And what I'm thinking is upper back feels very strong on deadlifts. Miana's acting like she wants to say something. Let's see if it's interesting.
I just want to make fun of Joel for using a pussy pad on squats.
Okay, so Joel is squatting on the Smith machine with a pussy pad right now. He did explain this to me off camera, but his reasoning is, I'll let him say it. Joel, the vlog's wondering why you're using a pussy pad.
I tried it and it still didn't even fucking solve the problem.
No? Oh.
I just either need to grow in it 2 inches or shrink 2 inches.
The problem he was trying to solve was being in between rack heights on the Smith machine, so Miana's just a jerk, is the conclusion.
Are you chirping?
And because Miana wanted to talk shit, we're getting sucked into helping Joel with his drop set, so hopefully it's good vlog content. Oh yeah. Good. Yep, hold. Got it. Good. Yep. There you go. He did like 80 reps at 3 and then 70 more at 2 for reference. Keep chugging. Good. Aren't you worried about excessive fatigue from the drop set?
Yes,
You should be.
I am.
Anyways, back to what I was going to say about the row slot, which is that upper back feeling very strong on deadlifts and squats. And since running the rows more bench pressy, bench has been feeling better and better. So we're going to continue lifting chest, trying to pull scaps low, drive elbows wide, make it feel like a bench eccentric. We'll do another. Pulled a little bit of weight off so I can be more precise with that intent. Yeah. Closer than I wanted. She works. And last on the list for today, running some bandy abs once again. A little bit lighter band because I want to run a few more reps than we got last week, but I'll shut up so I can actually do it. That got hard fast. Round 2, incoming. I guess what I'm going to be happy about one is I didn't get stuck turtled this week, so that has progressed in some regard. Going back to what I was talking about in the intro, today went much better than I expected it to go. And going back to what I talked about immediately after that set, I'm going to reiterate this, but it is so important that when you do feel like you might be screwed out of having a good session, due to circumstance, due to how you feel, due to whatever, that you do not talk yourself into having a bad session, and that you do not decide not to try, because like when I woke up this morning, I was very tempted to just phone it in and just say, fuck it, I'll take the day off and push it back. When I was, in the middle of the day trying to do some movement prep to get shit feeling better, I was very tempted to phone it in, not try, and just push it a day back. But I think that, deciding to commit to the movement prep, deciding to give myself the best chance that I had possible to make it a good day, like I'm very glad that I gave myself that opportunity. And it's something that I've learned more and more the further I get into this sport, is that like not every training session is going to be good. Not every training session is going to be bad. And if you decide how a training session is going to go before you even start, no matter what you decide, like a lot of times you're going to be wrong and you will end up disappointed, because there are days when you walk in and feel phenomenal and it just doesn't click and you let that get in your head. There are days where you walk in and you feel terrible and it feels even worse because you decided that you weren't going to try. And the point I'm trying to make is that no matter how you feel walking into the session, what you need to do is just go, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to put the best effort that I can despite the circumstances. And as long as you know that you are giving it the best effort that you possibly can, it's going to be a good enough day to allow you to move forward and allow you to get something out of it. And it's just where I see so many lifters getting stuck is they're just telling themselves it's going to suck, or they're not taking it seriously enough because they're being overly optimistic with how they feel, and it just bites them in the freaking ass. So, moral of the story, do your best no matter what, and it will end up good enough. And I think that's enough for today, so I will stop rambling. Peace out. Have a good night. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the team.